Hey guys, what's up? It's Duncan here, KH Fan, bringing you guys an album review of the new Dying Fetus release on Relapsed Records entitled Reign Supreme. Now, I reviewed a song off this album called Subjected to a Beating, and basically saying that it's basically saying that I'm repeating myself here, that it is a big kick to the fucking face. And many are wondering, we're probably wondering after that, will that continue on this record? The answer is definitely a yes. Dying Fetus has been very known for their technical death metal playing and making it more brutal than most technical death metal bands would. And they are for those who don't know, they are a three-piece consisting of Sean Beasley on bass and vocals, John Gallagher, guitar and vocals, and on drums, Trey Williams. Now, this album is the follow-up of 2009's release of Decend Into Depravity, which in my opinion was their best work, period. But with this album, they kind of went back to the roots of like their earlier work, like Kill Eat on Adrenaline and material like that. So it kind of goes with a little more of a hardcore vibe, not like breakdown hardcore like shitty ass Acacia Strain. So yeah, this album, my god, this in my opinion is probably the heaviest album that Dying Fetus has ever released. Maybe, I mean that's just my opinion, honestly. It's probably the heaviest album I've heard all year. Yes, over the new Cannibal Corpse and the new Cattle Decapitation. Those albums were ridiculously heavy, but this one, yeah. But anyway, what am I gonna say? Like, Dying Fetus does this so well just from being a three-piece. I love how they mix the guitars and the bass, and like they actually create melodies together, which you don't really hear very often, especially when they do like the shredding solo stuff. I mean, John Gallagher and Sean Beasley do a really, really good job of that. John's guitar work is just as crunchy, heavy, and ball-crushing as ever. Sean Beasley's bass playing is relentless and some of the most audible bass playing I've heard, and the way he plays the bass is just amazing. It's like, he's like the Bill Sheen of death metal, if you will. And Trey Williams, my god, this guy, like when I listen to, me being a drummer myself, I listen to the drums on this album and it makes me want to quit because it's just inhuman, period. I mean, I've had a chance to meet these guys. I met these guys on the Metal Alliance tour back on my birthday, actually, and they were all really nice guys, and Trey Williams was definitely one of the nicest dudes I've ever met. His drumming on this album is just incredible. I mean, I don't know how the fuck he does it, and it's so precise and tight. Yeah, straight up brutal. If you're a fan of brutal death metal, you'll obviously like this. Some people are gonna. I mean, I've heard even from Infidel Amsterdam that didn't like it as much as Decend Into Depravity. I will disagree with him on this. He's saying that they tour a lot with deathcore bands and stuff. I mean, that is true. That is true. They have toured with a lot of deathcore bands in the past few years. But if you kind of think about it, I think some of the deathcore bands are kind of trying to, in my opinion, they kind of try to copy Dying Fetus and what they do. I mean, Dying Fetus has some breakdowns, but not like extensive breakdowns like most deathcore bands do. That kind of stuff. If I'm going to give it, I mean, all in all, it's a very solid release from Dying Fetus. I heavily enjoyed this. This is definitely going to make my top 20, even maybe if I have a 25 list, it's definitely going to be on there. Not sure yet, but we'll find out come December. If I were to give this album a score, I'd give this an 8.5. Really, really enjoyed this. This is definitely one of the best death metal albums that has come out this year. Definitely check it out. It actually comes out tomorrow. And probably by the time you see this, it'll probably be out by now. By the time I get it up. So, yeah. Some of my favorite songs in this album are From Womb to Waste, Invert the Idols, In the Trenches, Decedent's Second Skin, of course, subjected to a beating. Those are just some of my favorites. Let me know what you guys thought about it. I'm really interested in hearing your opinion. If you love it, you hate it, think it's okay, you think it's meh, whatever. Go ahead, tell me what you think. Yeah, check this album out. It's fucking amazing. So I'm going to conclude this review, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, and keep it metal.